Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Plan B TV News Gist and Blog. Have you guys heard the latest gist on how the bandits went to Kebbi State to adopt students? I mean, female students. There are mixed reactions over the numbers, either they are 25 or more than 25, 30, as the case may be. What matters most to me, there was an adoption, just like that of the Shimbo girls. Now we are now crying for Kebbi girls. And this have generated a lot of mixed reactions, calling on the state governor and the federal government to take or swing into action. We're going to deal with this case step by step. First, how many of you remember this Kebbi State governor who came out just, I think about 2 weeks or thereabout, came out bragging to the world that how dare people say that Kebbi is under siege, that Kebbi is one of the most peaceful states, Kebbi is the most greatest state that you could ever imagine, and that. We'll make a video about it, and I want you guys to watch a clip of it. We'll be right back.
No state in Nigeria is 100% scared. No state. And with effort that we are doing, no single camp of bandit in Kebbi State. If there is, let somebody tell me. So people should not look at how it was Aura. Let's try to portray this state in bad light. You are making an injury to the state itself. It's an injury for portraying Kebbi State. What is happening in Zamfara? Did anybody come out and say that yes, these are so local government that they are volatile, that nobody should go to that place? They are rich local government.
Immediately you make this particular video, 2 weeks later, there was an adoption, which is the current one we are dealing on right now. The same man that we are painting the bandit in the state, that, oh, there's no banditry, his own state is very secured, it's not like any other state. You heard him, you heard what he said. But now, the same bandit he was trying to robust when everybody were crying for genocide, say there is no genocide in his own state. Banditry is the most peaceful people, all these Fulani herdsmen in the forest, they even helped to secure their forest. But now they went to their school and abduct over 25 girls. Now he's back and he start crying. I want you guys to watch the video.
The unfortunate thing has already happened. They have abducted our children. We have come, we have seen things by ourselves. And we see the parent that their children were being abducted. And we give them confidence, we give them our words that we'll do everything possible to ensure that their children are being rescued. And we also assure them that let them have confidence in us. And we'll make sure that the security agencies will do everything possible to do the needful. That is the essence of our coming to Maga, to see our people, and also to give them confidence and to give them words of encouragement.
We are still dealing on the Christian genocide. In order to paint a different narrative now, they went to school to go and adopt girls and they took them to the forest. The Nigerian soldiers, the Nigerian armed forces, those EFCC that know how to jump people fence, the DSS that know how to do forensic investigation when you talk to Tinubu anyhow, and the Nigerian police who know how to dismantle and dissolve protests, all those ones that know all those intelligent information, they are dumb, daft, and they cannot do anything. They cannot do anything. The bandit did not just come to take these girls and disappear. They took them on their motorbike. They were riding and take them to the forest at the Nigerian government, and they said they don't know where those girls are right now. This is another gist. This is 15 years later of Shibon girls. We are not dealing on Kebbi girls. Now, I thank God that Senator Dambuwa took it to the Senate. To raise a motion and said, we are doomed. If we are not doing anything about this thing, or if we are not going to do something about it, we are doomed. Nigeria is pretty surrounded, and I want you guys to listen to what he said in the Senate. We'll be right back.
Of Kebbi State and the parents in particular of the children involved, and indeed also condole with the family of General Oba Musa, and all of those who have lost their lives in the course of this heinous crime of banditry, and those who are in captivity as a result of kidnapping. Mr. President, as you know, I am from Sokoto State, deeply involved in facing situations like this. Mr. President, we cannot afford to play politics with issues of security. Security remains one of the key and most important ingredient for the survival of any community. And once there is a security threat, it is expected that all of the members of a particular community should come together and bond and face that threat. That is what I expect from this parliament. That's what I expect from Nigerians. We must emphasize the issues of religion and ethnicity while dealing with matters of insecurity. If we do not do that, the tendency is that we are falling into the trap of enemies of this country. And we know ourselves, and we know what is going on. I therefore charge every Nigerian to come together, bond together, and make sure that we move side by side in facing and confronting all of these challenges facing this country. Mr. President, this is a very serious matter. It has been recurring, and in Kebbi, Sokoto, Katsina, Zamfara, Kaduna, Niger, Plateau, Benue, many parts, virtually every part of Nigeria today is facing one form of insecurity or the other. And unless we're able to come together and work together, we may not find solution to it. I admonish the government of Kebbi State to maybe borrow a leaf from what we did during our service in Sokoto State. We were forced by the circumstances of that time to relocate so many schools, merge some boarding schools, and deboard some of the schools. MAGA is in Zuru Emirate, and Zuru Emirate has been facing this very particular challenge over time, since the time of Atiku Bagudu till now. So I admonish the government of Kebbi State to consider deboarding some of these schools and making some of them where they have day schools as day schools, and then taking some of them out of security-prone areas, challenge-prone areas, to a safer environment. I believe that will help. And I call on federal government to go back to what we have been saying. As governors of Northern Nigeria then, we have been calling for concerted and coordinated fight. Their template of attacking these bandits, either in Kebbi or in Zamfara or in Katsina or Niger or Plateau or Benue, in silos, will not work. It's not working. It has to be a coordinated effort and making sure that maybe it's done simultaneously. And it can be done. We must muster the will and the resources to face these challenges. Thank you, Mr. President.
When we were crying the insurgency, everybody felt unconcerned. It don't concern me. Oh, now only Christians they buy. Oh, now it don't rob everybody. It's growing gradually to different regions. The only people that I want this thing to affect, those in the Senate, maybe that's why they don't even allow their children to school in Nigeria. They took them abroad. Why them personally, when they are moving, they move with a large convoy. I just hope maybe one day it happened to them so that they feel the pains of the common Nigerian. As Senator Dambuwa is raising this motion, you see the rest senators, they feel very less of concern. None of them will raise and said as if they are protesting and say, enough is enough. They should declare a state of emergency to make sure that they sweep and destroy all this Fulani, or even call on Trump. Now, Nigerian military is under pressure. I want you guys to watch General Shaib on how he's raising morale to tell his men to say, we are not going to rest. You go to the forest and make sure that you rescue those guys. That's okay, but I want you guys to listen to what he said.
We will continue day and night until we find these children. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
We'll do what? Day and night. It's when we find these children that we can now say that yes, we have done our job. So for the commanders here, we leverage on intelligence so that we conduct an intelligence-based mission to rescue these guys. That become a pattern that the bandits will prey on soft targets. If they know you are in a location, they won't come there. Or they will brace up for a fight. And you can defeat them, can't you? I'm asking you. So you do that. To that directive, you cannot be static at a particular point. You need to be moving. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Una G20? All right.
This is not the first time they are raising this kind of thoughts, morale, but will they swing into action? They really go after these bandits and combat them? No, 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 no. The next thing is going to be a secret door negotiation. We will pay certain amount to return those guests to us. You will hear another breaking news you're going to hear now that the Nigeria military have successfully freed the Kebbi girls. There is no casualty. It will be like as if those bandits will just see Nigerian military, they will just leave those guys there, they now run away, and they will now go there and rescue those guys. Neither way, it's still going to be a good news to me as long as those guys return peacefully to their parents and go back to school or return to school, though they are already traumatized. This thing that just happened to them will live with them till their death. But we are in Nigeria. In all of this that is happening, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Arise TV News on how Rufai Oseni dealt with all this case, and we'll be right back.
Some breaking news before we start what's trending. We're just learning, with officials of Kebbi State government confirming a terrorist attack on MAGA Comprehensive Girls Secondary School, where an unspecified number of female students have been abducted. So the chief press secretary to Kebbi State Governor Ahmed Idris confirmed the attack, while also saying that the details are still somewhat ambiguous as of now. But here's what we know. The state deputy governor, Umar Tafida, has led a team of government officials to the scene of the crime, while sources report that a staff of the school was killed and some even sustained different injuries as the terrorists got into the school and shot sporadically. So we'll definitely follow that story. Speaking of security or insecurity, let's head over to Katsina State now, where shocking new footage appears to show a number of armed bandits on motorcycles and bicycles storming the Kankia local government area of the state. So in this video posted on Saturday, a group of bandits ride into an open area as gunshots can literally be heard firing into the air as no security presence is there to counter them or protect residents. Let's take a look at the video, then discuss it. We're seeing that video as new photos were also released on social media as evidence of a peace deal struck between bandit groups and community stakeholders in that local government area, as well as two others. So in photos shared on Saturday on Dan Katsina's X page, his caption states that negotiations ended with a mutual commitment to stopping the attacks in the affected areas, which have brought some sense of hope for a more stable security environment, allegedly. But this peace deal has raised questions about what that peace deal might look like in neighboring local government areas, especially in Kano State. Interestingly, it's often believed that the de-escalation of violence in one area can have a ripple effect, pushing the violence instead onto another area in close proximity. And I'll come to you on this. I mean, that video, it's just the brazenness of the attack, how just, they're completely out in the open and no one's around to stop it.
So the stories we've taken this morning show clearly that we have a deep insecurity problem in Nigeria, and it's an inherited problem. It didn't start with this administration. The only challenge is that previous administrations have not been able to deal with it. Going back to the last story around how we even negotiate with bandits, that has been criticized heavily by in different quarters. If you're talking about, you say, well, we negotiated with, or we gave amnesty to people like Niger Delta militants and all that. These people had an ideology. There was a cause for their violence. What is the ideology of the bandits? That they are criminals? Very soon we'll be negotiating with kidnappers and thieves. We'll be asking them to come to a round table to let us talk as to how we can appease them so that they don't steal our look at the brazenness of their attack, and the fact that they have no respect for security operatives. So it's either one, the security operatives at this point can be accused of being in collusion with them, whereby they are aware or they are compromised, because there's no way that we have security apparatus in Nigeria and this brazen show in broad daylight is happening. So it's either one, we begin to interrogate whether or not the security operatives have been compromised. The second part of it is that we are just unable to, we don't have capacity for this. And that's why some Nigerians are saying, let the US come. Because if we've not been able to deal with this problem for so long, then maybe we need external help from people who have capacity to help us. But at the crux of it is the fact that we need to deal with this incessant insecurity that's plaguing across all Nigeria. And I want to speak about the Kebbi girls. It is sad that despite all the campaigns that have happened, we've talked about other kidnappings that have happened in the past, and now when we're really talking insecurities on the front burner, it's almost a slap on the face of the government to see in the Northwest another case of kidnapping in a school. We've had the Safe School Initiative. What happened to that? We've had interventions following kidnappings. What happened to that? It means that the government is admitting through this incident that they are unable to tackle the situation. And that's one of the primary responsibilities of government, to ensure security of lives and property. Finally, on Christian genocide, I'll just say this one point, that with Dr. Essiet going to Plateau State, I said it was a good move because we need to deal with this kinetically and non-kinetically, but it's also an admission that the government was too hasty in responding to the claims of Christian genocide without even an investigation first to speak to community leaders. So their reaction, first of all, knee-jerk was deny, say it's okay, then go back and say, okay, come together, let us talk to you and ask. Should that not have been done first before they went on to deny that it was happening in the first place?
I just pray we're able to get the girls back, but it reminds me of Chibok. It reminds me of Dapchi. God knows where Leah Sharibu is. But you see, the painful thing is that those that advocated for Leah Sharibu are the ones with the talking points today against Christian genocide. You can see how people become hypocritical and they use the plight of people for their own political benefits in this country. And may God visit them. May God visit their conscience and ask them questions. I think this move by the federal government is misplaced. And I say that you are not showing any intention of solving the problem. You are sending your governmental aides to go and say there's no Christian genocide. And at the same time, you send somebody to Plateau to talk to Dachomo. Your governmental aide had a fallout with Piers Morgan. We are still waiting to see that interview. The world knows that there's Christian genocide in Nigeria. I've quoted Jim Shannon. There are many other reports. In fact, this Congress that is going to start its proceedings on Thursday, regards country of particular country, there was a Catholic priest that went there, I think about a year ago, that Oji played the video where he went to give evidence as regards what's happening. So you can see the massive level of insecurity, but the government is not ready. If they are ready, they will release the list of terrorist financiers. Dubai shared that list with us in the last administration. But you see, for the sake of politics, they will never. The likes of Shegumi keeps running around and saying all sorts, peeing on the graves of people that died. People keep getting kidnapped and killed, but the government thinks the way to go about it is propaganda. I'm happy that Fox News is now also beaming the light on Samuel Jackson's case. The man that, in defense of himself, killed a bandit or terrorist and he was taken to court. Blasphemy laws exist in Nigeria, and some governmental ministers are saying that no, we respect religious freedom, but blasphemy laws exist in Nigeria. I'm happy that the Pope has said it. Till today, the other time when this happened, President Tinubu said, oh, he's going to get ambassadors. Maybe they are going to get this week, I don't know. So you can see that the government reaction, like they will always do, is to deflect. But deflection does not solve the problem. Look at an APC chieftain, Makiri, that was killed recently. All of those things show that the government is not ready to solve the problem. Annie, I'm sad to announce to you that many years after, we'll still be talking about this thing because government is not ready, and they've shown it.
And
Nigeria is under chaos. Nigeria is hot. Nigeria is feeling the heat. But the only thing that concerns our president now is G20 summit in Johannesburg. He's going to South Africa. In none of this that is happening, your president traveled today to Johannesburg in South Africa to attend the Africa summit of G20. That's what concerns him right now. All the basketballs, his country is under chaos. It's none of his business. The one that remain, they will use them to campaign in 2027. What is going on in Nigeria, nobody knows anymore. Like everywhere you turn to, it's basketballs. Kidnapping, everybody's, everything you could ever imagine. Nigeria is under siege right now. This is the time the Tinubu should declare a state of emergency, but no. Now, where are you day? Now, they're for the declare state of emergency. And I don't know why they have not arrested Shaigumi all these years old, because this is the man that is fueling all the crisis in Nigeria. His name was out in Turkey, one of the bandit either perpetrator or sponsor, and the list of those that are involved in this banditry, none of them, the government can arrest them because you need their support to ring election. You ask now, why is Tinubu not going after these people? He can't even do it. Why? Because one of them is his vice. Allegedly, that's what they said. US released the list of those that are sponsoring banditry in Nigeria. But unfortunately, Nigerian government will do nothing. Why? They'll say they are powerful people. They need them to ring election. All of this. Anyway, I will rest my case here because there is part 2. There is a lot of clip I wouldn't want to add to this particular one. We will talk about it in the next video. I love you guys. God love you more. What is your thoughts about all of this? Do you just think this is politics? Like some people are saying, oh, it's because people are crying for, oh, there are Christian genocide. They just want to make it feel like, oh, there's not only Christian, the Northerners are also involved. But as at the time of making this video, nobody knows if these students are Christians or Muslim or a combined religious body that they abduct. But some people are saying, oh, it's about politics. They just want to make someone believe that it's not Christian. But this thing is robbing everybody already, and everybody is tired. Anyway, peace out. I'll be waiting for you guys in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts. I love you guys. God love you more. Until we meet again. Bye.